Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I always gotta do the cool guy voice. uh, Game's cool. I feel like it's kind of like... Would it be far off to call it like the black sheep of the COD series? I don't know. Stuff like this compared to like, you know, Modern Warfare, Black Ops 3. There's a decent number of those games, more than one. In the series, sequels, whatever. Can you call them sequels? I don't even know. I think of them as more like halves, like one and a half, two, two. Yeah, games like this are interesting because there's only one of them, as far as I know. I mean, I only play what's accessible on like my modern console, basically. Whatever else is out there, I have no idea. Yeah, stuff like this is interesting. Whether it's this or Infinity. Wait, what was it called? Just Infinite Warfare. I was like, is it just Infinity? That doesn't sound right. Then there's Advanced Warfare here. There's World War II. Ghosts. Yeah, like there's multiple Black Ops, there's multiple Modern Warfares. There's remasters of those even, there's you know, remakes. I mean, and even Black Ops, it's not even just Black Ops 1, 2, and 3, and 4. There's Cold War. Yeah. So, with that said, and this is to the best of my knowledge, like I'm not like going on Wiki or anything, but like just in my experience alone. So, like games like this are unique to me in that way, and I think they do stand out a little bit more. Both in good and bad ways, but mostly a good way because they're just more unique. And right off the bat, right, like, I kind of look at that because, like, I'm used to playing sequels, like, just normal sequels. I'm not used to playing, like, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. You know, like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, that's a lot. It's nice when you could just play, like, Yakuza 1, for example, Yakuza 2, whatever. That's probably the worst example to bring up, but that's just my point, like, just normal, kind of, like, numbered sequel things, and it's... Because, like, Call of Duty, the packaging, it doesn't go by, like, a defined thing. It's... To me, everything is kind of like some sort of weird spin-off. Some side story. There's no definitive, like, what is Call of Duty? You know? I guess it doesn't have to be anything specific, like... If it's choosing to... And you'll see that war movies kind of do something similar. Some of them, where... There's no, like, real main character, there's no, like... It's never really just one thing, even though it's very easy to focus on just one thing, one battle, one era, one war, one whatever. Like, what was it, Dunkirk or something, for example? Like, there's kind of a little... They kind of show perspectives from, like, 4 different people or something, right? Like... what it's like here, and maybe the battles obviously like intertwined, but it's kind of like they're all sections and everything's cut off and separated and categorized. So that's kind of what these games each do, is like, hey, and they'll even kind of emphasize that in the beginning of these games, like all of a sudden you're one guy and you may not be that guy for the entire game. You're one guy, and then maybe you die or something, and then you become the main guy that you're supposed to be. It's kind of one of those weird things where these games, I feel like, are designed to kind of make you feel what it's like to be in the shoes of these soldiers, no matter who it is, when, where, what, why. It's kind of just the point of like, hey, this is the battle that we chose for this game. You're gonna go in there, doesn't matter who you are. Could be Jim or Ashley or X player, whatever the and you just do your thing. And I like that. I think my issue more is like, I don't know how to connect to these games really. Like, I can look at each and every single one of them kind of in its own different way, but it's not easy to do. Yeah, this game, I don't know. The reason why I call it the Black Sheep is because, like, yeah, I did say there's also Ghosts, there's also Infinite Warfare, and whatever the other one was I just mentioned, World War II. But those games really, I don't know, I liked those games a lot more than this one, and that's why I'm kind of singling this one out, because Infinite Warfare, space, the direction it took, there's a lot of good things to say about that game. Ghosts, it was really cool, stealthy, specific. Let's see, World War II, I love World War II, that was kind of, I think, their best take on it. I guess versus like Vanguard or something, but like World War II was a good game. That was one of my first few Modern Warfares I even touched. So yeah, with this game it was just like, I don't know, something really turned me off. I knew I wanted to get it and play it, purchase it, have it, experience it, but this, when I ended up getting this game, was kind of in the middle of like, my whole like Call of Duty binge. And I got this one because it was included in all of the titles. And it was accessible and I could get it. It wasn't even so much like, hey, I wanted this game, or it like stood out to me, or I was excited, because I wasn't. I don't know if it was the cover art or I don't know. I like the theme. I like it's clean. I like the color palette they chose. I like advanced. That sounds nice. I don't know. To me, it's like between Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare, and now Advanced Warfare, I'm just like, too many warfares. I think they need to cool it on the warfares. And I don't know, this is just a game that kind of like didn't really attract me as much. I still had a good time. You know, it's still very much like a good, cool, futuristic game. But just not really. My thing is like, hey, give me something modern, or give me something like infinite. This whole like in between thing, it just really throws me off. Kind of similar to like Battlefield 2042, for example. It's kind of like this weird, like, it's in the distant future, but not that much. So it kind of like, it could be confusing. It's cool. There's nothing like really wrong with it. It's just, I don't know, to me it's like either just go all out and really give it to us or don't. I don't know. Cutscenes are cool though.
Just like in training, Mitchell.
I realize that Call of Duty, they have a lot of celebrities in a lot of their games. And some of them are kind of like, yeah, cool, I've seen them in some movies or some shows, or I know they exist, or, you know, not really a big deal. And they're usually face modeled so well, you could pretty much tell exactly who it is, assuming you keep up with movies and pop culture or whatever. But holy, the celebrity that I saw in this game, wow, that stood out to me a lot. Just because of who it is, I'm like, oh. And what's funny is I haven't even seen him in like a lot of stuff other than like 21. But that movie alone, I think, really kind of made me realize who this character is and his acting style and kind of snarky, smart aleck, smartass, know-it-all, wannabe pretender, loser, kind of like asshole, prick, whatever. Like, dude, all of those words, literally. I like the acting, I just think it's very... He's good at it, I'll give him that, but like, I don't care for it. And with that, like, I knew he was in here, you could see it from trailers and stuff. But it kind of ruined it for me. Like, I was excited at the same time just because he's such a high-profile actor, but at the same time, I was like, dude, this guy's gonna ruin this game for me, man. He ruins everything. That's what he does. That's his character. He makes everything shit. Every movie, and not like in a like, oh, that was bad, but just that's just like his thing. It's not even like I'm being like offensive. He's the bad guy. And he's a very unique bad guy, very eccentric, very charming, very not your typical bad guy. At least as far as what I can, you know, the bad guys that I would consider to like be the ones that come to my mind the most or whatever in the top of my head. Because that's him every movie. Does he play good guys at all in some movies? I don't know. I doubt it. Or yeah, sure. He'll always kind of be that like good guy, but he's obviously a bad guy. Which is kind of worse to think about. So basically, I don't like the actor that they've mainly featured here in this game. I want to say he's the only one, really, or... Because maybe they'll have like 2 or 3 like smaller guys, or I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely Homeboy. So between him and... I wasn't blown away by the whole Advanced Warfare. I mean, sure, it's cool. And the whole exoskeleton thing. Or, you know, basically the armor that you wear. Not a fan of it. Never have been. I don't like seeing it in movies. I don't like seeing it in my games. I don't know. This Call of Duty just really turned me off. Like, I like the yellow theme. I like... Yeah, I only really... This is just another Call of Duty where I only like half of it and don't like the other half. I don't know how these games keep doing that to me. It's like they're asking to, like... not be fully liked by me, and... I don't know, like, that's just kind of what the universe wanted to happen, I guess. And I'm like, alright, well, whatever. Yeah, like the high-tech company, Atlas. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Like, dude, this is something that we could slightly have about right now. I wouldn't say the budgets or the technology exactly, but I don't remember when this even took place. But hell, this isn't like Cyberpunk 2077 either, you know? And even that game, it's still a ways away, but it's not that far off from today. And you think of that game and you're like, holy dude, this is like future, man. Like, you can only get so much future than that. Well, you can, but like, you know, then we're thinking what, the year 3000? I mean, but this is one of those weird games that acts like it's like, oh, this is like 5-10 years away. It's so close. Is it? I mean, dude, I look around me and I'm like, there's stuff close to the things that are in this game, but and granted, I don't know what's all going out there. I don't really keep up with it. And if this stuff is date accurate, like, things change every day, things change every year. But I wouldn't doubt that it could be stuff like this out there, but if there is, it's probably like very expensive and not as well commonly distributed and ready to use as much as this game is putting this kind of technology out to be. But yeah, to me it's just like, dude, we've seen this all before. I think COD could have whizzed right past this kind of stuff, because it's not surprising they went here. Like, I think after everything they have done, the fact that they have gone here to this kind of stuff doesn't really surprise me. So yeah, that's why I can't really like appreciate it as much as I wish I could have. But it's, I think it happened for a reason. Like, I think I needed to not like this game as much as I have to like the other ones more, or as much as I do, because this one was just like, I mean, I liked the war. I liked the setting that they put here. I liked the technology. I liked the advanced guns. There was a lot of the grenades were fun. Like, there's a lot of good things here. But I think it was unfortunately mixed up with so many other things that I just have personal, like, kind of issues with. Like the armor. Every time I see armor like that, I'm like, dude, you know what? That's so lazy, dude. I mean, really, come up with something better. Come up with like a full-on thing, not just some lazy excuse for like some added support, some added artificial bone structure. And I'm not convinced, dude. It's like, okay, maybe you have, what are the benefits here? You got higher fall damage, I guess. Cool. I don't even want to get into like jumping and wall running and stuff. Ugh. I don't remember if there's wall running in here or not. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. What else is there? There's no protection. It's just this thin railing of armor, or, you know, machinery and pistons and like, dude, it's like a lazy, they're trying to do this whole like, you know, cyborg, non-cyborg, Terminator, robot, android, weird fucking bullshit. It's like, it's dumb. It reminds me of something like a prop in a movie that you'd see in the bonus features. It's just, it's ugh. But that's just, I get bugged by dumb little things like that. Like, it could be a grappling hook mechanic, it could be this, it could be constant sword banging and slashing and reflecting, and it could be constant dodging. It's always like just dumb little things that I just don't care for, that games keep trying to do for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, the gameplay is cool.
Contact! Contact!
Got a sheer drop on this side. There's a clear spot over here. We'll have to jump down. Everyone get your boosters ready.
Yeah. It's just this one particularly. I think it had potential. It just fell a little short. I like this future stuff. That's the thing. I like it. I think it's really cool and innovative and interesting to see different aspects of what the future kind of holds, because obviously we don't know, right? And we can make predictions all day and all these things, but we don't actually know. So to get any perspective on that, I think is special, and you know, it's always done a little bit differently too. Like each future period piece, movie, game, whatever, you will kind of always see it done a little slightly differently in some way or another, obviously, especially depending on what it's about or whatever. There's so many things in life that it's not hard to kind of like make a few alterations here and there, and then all of a sudden, hey, you got something about the future that you can put out to the world, and there you go. Cool. But yeah, I think it's a pretty fair list of pros, cons, personal objections, stating the fact that overall it's not a bad game, just not my preferred one, just not as good as the others. That's kind of basically it. Yeah, I definitely obviously don't like this as much as its other individual titles, which are a lot more easier to compare to, like Infinite, Ghosts, I keep forgetting these. World War II. Those are just some examples. We're not even talking like Call of Duty Mobile, whatever like super older stuff there would be, or I don't even know. I'm sure there's plenty of other games out there that I just don't know about. Obviously, it's a little harder to compare this to Black Ops and Modern Warfare because there's just so many of those, or enough of them to not really categorize them quite the same way as this. I guess you still can if you really want to. Even Black Ops can be like futuristic in its own right, and I mean, Modern Warfare is Modern Warfare. There's not really much else to that, but as far as like kind of time leaps and jumps, and because they don't really focus on, I think that's what war is. It's history. I think a lot of these games don't even really focus on anything very specific, like a particular war. What do you think of when it comes to any war? You think of the time it took place. Which is kind of weird to think about, because like when you think of war, the only thing to go off of is dates and time, and you don't really even think about. I think the thing you think about second before the time thing is obviously the countries involved. Okay. But then it's funny because, alright, you got time, you got countries, you got time, the time and place. And then you're trying to find like a third reason. You're like, what is the third reason for all this again? Or not third reason why or whatever, but like, because obviously, like, there's reasons why this stuff happens, I guess. But you're thinking of a third thing to go off of. I don't know, like a way to show off. One way to show off the advancement of technology. Okay, that's about it. There's no real like Yeah. Yeah, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's okay. It's not good. It's not bad. It's alright. It's tight. It's chill. It's tight. It's cool. It's good. Yeah. Not much else to it. I wasn't exactly looking forward to this game, or I came out of it like, you know, satisfied, I suppose. Like I got about what I was expecting. It's like Advanced Warfare, okay, sure. But yeah, I definitely wasn't like blown away. Yeah. And you think I'd like stuff like this probably more than I did, but it just wasn't there. And that's not even me trying to like nitpick, or it's just how it was when I played it, before I played it, now everything. When I played it again recently, it's kind of just how it is. Yeah. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.